after playing sensationally or much improved for nearly two halves, we made it a little interesting in the end. Dougie T Dubs, Lil Ski, struggled at the free throw line, did not hit a field goal, a drought for the last 5:36. No point from Kihei from the field, but makes some free throws. We still look good going away, playing against a good team. What I like about this win, good team, Clemson's a good team. We played really good defense, and they're an old team. They start a 6th year, a 5th year,
Good
a
point.
4th year, right? I think a sophomore and I think another junior. It's a good win against an experienced quality team. This is one of our best wins. If you look at the schedule, the wins that we have throughout the entire season, we beat one top 20 team, I think. Maybe if Duke's in the top 25 now. So I like this win a lot. Dougie, what was your guy played really, really well
Isaac
in the second
or Reese.
IMAC.
Yeah, IMAC played really well. He was aggressive, right? He came off screens looking to shoot. He caught that nice underneath pass, a great pass from Kia. Nobody even saw the pass. And he finished it. He finished it strong, finished with confidence. Huh?
Dougie, point guards saw that pass.
Point guards, well, low point guards like me and Kie see it, not the big ones. He put it there perfectly, and Isaac coming up with that shows some chemistry too and trust from Kie, right? Like there's the ball, go get it, and one motion and one. So
let's talk also about why he was open going backdoor. Probably because he's shooting the ball so well, coming off screens and being aggressive.
Great point.
Now and the blocker
Next
move,
level.
if they're trying to deny him coming off that down screen, he's making smart plays and going backdoor.
And he's flying around better. He's flying around underneath, looking for it. Though I still want to see him catch on the right wing and rip through and go left one time. One left, maybe pull it up or just go like he did at Virginia Tech. But he's really coming into his own, man. I'm happy for him. Happy for the team that we have that extra added
Predicted
offense.
he would be starting by the mid 2/3 of the season.
I could argue he should start.
But no, while he's not starting,
Yep.
more importantly, he's playing really well.
And he's getting a lot of minutes.
Right, which is absolutely right what you predicted. Right. So it's
Thank
great
you, Mark.
for him to start, he'd have to be exceptional, right? To start over Kihei, Reese.
Oh yeah, he's got 3 upperclassmen.
So now, but he's getting more and more time, and he's being trusted at the end of games.
And that, like I always said, he can sub 1 of 3 positions. It's an ideal place to be if you're on the bench. That you can, there's 1 of 3 people you can take out, not just one, right? So,
right, you're playing now with 4
that's
guards.
his versatility.
If you go and if you go smaller, they have 4 guards at the end of the game for free throw shooting. Duke now up 5 with 18 seconds left. They were just up 3, and then they got fouled and went to the free throw line.
NC State hit a wild shot to bring it to 3.
T Dubs, what are we going to do about the free throw shooting?
Well, we got to just cross our fingers and hope it turns around in March. I mean, there's been teams in history for UVA that have had that issue, and it can bite us or it cannot, right? If you got to play really well for free throws not to matter, especially coming down the stretch in the tournament. But a lot of it is the bigs, I think. So I think getting the right guys at the free throw line will help as well. So IMAC and Kie and Reese and Armand probably driving more, getting paint touches might help, as opposed to BVP and Dunn and Poppy going to the line is probably a lot of why it feels like it's way worse than it is.
But also in the game like this, where I think BVP had some mismatches in the post on offense, now he can't be at the end of the games if he's not going to shoot the free throw. If he's not going to shoot well in the free throw.
Right.
There's always going to be some give and take no matter what. I loved our defense. Lil Ski, did you see any defensive schemes different in the past? You did like the energy. Tell me what we did well defensively today.
I mean, we just looked like we wanted to defend. In the last 2 games, we looked like defense was an afterthought, which is very much different from other Tony Bennett coach teams. But I think that this game I'm sure they worked very hard on it in practice throughout the week. And the coaching staff really pounded into their heads that defense was going to be a key in this game and all the games for the rest of the season as we go down the stretch. And I'm really happy with how they played today and the intensity that they showed.
Yep. Great defense, good shot selection. Outside of the free throws, the initial 5-minute drought to start the game, the last 5:36 not hitting a field goal, Kihei not
Yep.
scoring from the field, Jaden coming on strong in the second half. It's a good win. It's a really good win. Best we played in 5-6 games against a quality team. I like that win. Dougie, slump over?
So over where?
Is the slump over?
Oh, is the slump over? I told you we just slump over. The slump was over. That was it. Now we're just going to roll through Louisville and let's go to the tournament. I think there's a real thing about it, man. Waiting for the tournament. Now they had to wake up. It could have easily happened, but I just like the energy. To you, same thing you just said. I like the different pieces. I like Poppy coming in. A couple of kind of bonehead fouls, possibly off the ball that didn't get him much. I like Tane. I like Tane's energy coming in, and Tane shakes it up, man. You know, other guys are like, wait, Tane's in the game. I mean, Ryan Dunn goes without saying, right? I guess possibly the MVP of the game for us for a bunch of different reasons. And Reese looked really good, moving around. We talked about Isaac already. You know, Jaden coming back and hitting his shots. Kie could have been better, but that'll happen. I mean, I think even Dan Bonner or maybe Corey made the point that the offense runs much more smoothly when Kie's in the game for us. So there's something to be said for that. Score or not.
No field goals, but 6 or 7 assists. How many assists did he finish with? 6?
Moved it around pretty good tonight.
6 assists for Kihei, 8 for Reese. Impressive.
What were Reese's points? 12?
Reese had 7 points. He was 3 for 7, but he looked
Right?
I
thought
like he had a different energy about him.
Yeah, he missed the lefty layup.
Like I've been talking about, end of the game, is he going to step up? And he made a big stop there at the end. We looked like we had good energy at the end. That overall, it was one of the better games we played, I think, since maybe Duke overtime. It's been a while, right?
Yep.
And I don't think we played that game. T-Dubs. I thought we played solid that game, and then the way we finished was great. Missing free throws and missing free throws.
And Armand had some big shots tonight. Really big.
No,
Yeah.
Well, also
We always forget about Armand. We got to pay more attention. We're taking him for granted.
It was really good, right? And it wasn't they just missed shots. We put a lot of pressure on them. Made them turn it over in a couple of situations. We only shot 5 for 19 from 3.
Yeah, Armand was aggressive. Daniel just said.
Yeah, Armand.
What do we think about Caden's, the lack of Caden? A lot of people are asking about that in the chat.
I don't know. I think that's. I don't know. I don't know. I would try to talk more around if I knew, but I could speculate, which means less than anything because I do not know at all. But it seemed to be premeditated. The forum, it was on and off, and like excited, mad, not happy about the free throws at the end, specific to a certain player that should be in the game when they're shooting free throws. But that's easier said after it happens. I think BVP's he's a little injured, man. He's not moving around great. The shot didn't look great. Pushing it not as much as I said, he rushed it before. I felt like he pushed it a little bit tonight. I'm not sure what his stats were. He did have a couple of nice post moves, which we could have used before, but that worked out. Chat's overall excited, especially the forum's excited. Especially they want to see as much of Ryan Dunn as is possible.
That's awesome.
And
tough to hate him for that.
Years, Ryan Dunn and IMAC have. Would we agree that they've exceeded expectations? Have they met expectations?
I say IMAC's meeting. Sorry.
I think Ryan's exceeding for sure. I mean, there was talk that Ryan might redshirt this year, and for him to come out and have the role that he has, I'm very happy with his performance. And heard it here first. Keep an eye out for some Ryan Dunn merchandise that will be coming in the near future.
Not anything but the jinx, the merchandise jinx.
We won't have it. We won't do the same launch as Ben's merch, but he seems to play well when he sees them around with people wearing them after the initial one. But
I'm a big fan of Ben. He's had a rough stretch, man. He's Ryan Dunn by far has exceeded for me. And I didn't think he could do the little things at this level that he's doing. So that's really, really surprised me.
By the way, BVP with 7 rebounds tonight. Important to note.
Legit.
Right, 7.3 for 7 from the floor.
He's a great fundamental rebounder.
4 guys, 2 for 5 from the floor. Sorry, 4 guys in double figures. But going back to what you were saying, Dougie, Ryan's exceeded expectations for you and IMAC.
Oh yeah, I think IMAC's right where I thought he would be. I thought, no, I think he's right there. I think he's exactly about where I thought he would be. I was hoping he'd be maybe a couple more dunks type thing, a couple more takeovers, like a 20-point game blow up. But what he's doing, man, as you know, as a freshman in this league, it's real.
I'm like thinking if we can get out of one of these first round games, one day scout prep, and with the players we have, we're not an easy team to scout. Like there's a lot of weapons that you may not you may sleep on, like IMAC and Dunn.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to step up. That'll be interesting.
I think both of them have exceeded expectations for me. IMAC is playing with so much confidence and playing so well and so smooth. Really, really well. Lily Abbott, thank you, Lily. Tony just said Bean's back has been bothering him. Ben's back has been bothering him a lot.
What do we think about?
And still,
he's a big dude.
Everyone, I got a bunch of texts about Caden. Like, why isn't he playing? Why isn't he playing? I mean, we were up 10. What is the general thought there? Is it just curiosity that he's not playing, or is it that they think he should be playing? We're up 10.
I think
things are going well. And immediately it's why isn't Caden? Let's just strange. I'm just curious why.
I think you have a 7-footer who started most of last year and the first part of this year, and he was playing really well the first part. But just to say he should be playing just because he should be playing, I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, same.
Quite frankly, right? Like I understand why people want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see him go in and just rip like 4 rebounds down, maybe block a shot. Remember last year you'd watch a game at the beginning of this year. Everything was getting altered to the rim, and it was him. He just comes in, and he plays against himself, and it's unfortunate. It's a really hard thing to get out of.
It seems to be in his head or something. I don't get it, but he does. If he's not contributing, he shouldn't play, right? Like if he's hurt, if he's whatever the reason, he's not playing. And we're winning by a decent margin. It seems like I don't want to correlate the two, but it's like, hey, it is what it is, right?
No, we went on a run. IMAC played really well. Ryan was playing great. We go on a run with Armand, Kihei, and Reese in the backcourt. I'm going, wow, IMAC played really well, but we were on a run. You can't take those guys out at that point.
Right.
Those same guys would have continued to contribute, but you got to go with who's hot at that time.
You can't bust the flow just for so we can see what's going on.
I want to go back to something that the announcer, that Corey mentioned too, talking about the blocker mover. We talked about it at halftime.
Yep.
Did not see I didn't see any 3-man game in the second half, and I don't know if there was in the first half. I'm curious to know if Dave DeWave or Dougie and Freshman Forums, if we're going to see any stats on how many possessions we ran blocker mover versus anything else. I didn't see a lot of high pick and ball screens either. A ton of blocker mover, like saying, you know what, we are going back to what is our bread and butter. We're not going to mess with anything else. And we're going to control possessions more, maybe.
And maybe that allows you to play more players the way we did tonight, at least in the first half, right? Everybody's comfortable with that. Probably not too many guys play the triangle together, right?
Good point.
As a unit.
Yeah.
Spence, Little Ski, I'm waiting for you to say it. Question for Jay Willie.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's a question for Jay Willie.
I think we tried to fit in last week. Didn't work out with the travel schedule. I think we're aiming for tomorrow night. But we will have an official announcement on all the socials.
Either tomorrow night or
everybody loves the Jay Willie show.
Very likely we have to get that in because we've had a couple of games. We got to figure out what we were doing wrong, what we did well tonight, and what we need to do moving forward. Because we've got Louisville, or the Ville, as people from that area refer to it, and then we've got the ACC tournament, and then we've got one and done if you lose. A lot of stakes, next level.
Got to end on a win. End the season with a win.
A lot of pressure. Speaking about a lot of pressure, how many teams going into the tournament with the level of experience? There are a lot of teams in the NCAA with 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6-year players.
Right.
Help. Is it going to matter? Is it going to matter to a Kentucky or a Duke with lots of first-year guys? And by the way, do those teams with first-year guys who are planning to go to the league next year, how much do they care?
Right. I think they care to give it one shot. I don't think they're not worried about a high or a mid major that transferred over and transferred up, so to speak, right, to a bigger school. These guys they've played everywhere in AAU. They've played against great players. They've played against great college players at this point. So the real guys, one and dones, who they're not going to be worried about it in the NCAA tournament. Now, the experience from an older guy an older team, not one older person, an older team can really pay off against anybody. Dukes.
Has March?
I've got a stat. It's a stat / quiz question. Over the past 3 seasons, who has been the leading scorer in UVA NCAA tournament games?
Over the last seasons?
Over the past 3 seasons.
3 tournaments? 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Hold on. Ben Vanderplas.
Ben Vanderplas.
Nailed it. He means no matter where they played. That's what we weren't thinking. He got it. There's a little trickiness to it. Yep.
So I mean,
kind of crazy.
Ben turned it on the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. So
hey, that's a good one.
I don't know. It's definitely
guys.
something to look out for our run if he could turn it on the same way he did against us.
Dude,
I'm happy with that.
I was gonna ask, do kids still watch the NCAA? Like, does it still have the magic that it's had in the past? Do new kids?
That's a great question with kids.
I've been thinking about that, T-Dubs, over the last couple of weeks. How much I love the tournament and how many young kids are really caring about it. With NIL, with overtime, with Team Ignite, with social media, are kids going to actually watch? I mean, it was like magic. It was so magical.
No,
I think TW is talking about 10, 11, 12, right?
No.
Like where you go, like you said.
In general, like kids, like through high school, middle school, do they care about the tournament? Like that's all I cared about as a kid.
11 through 17, 11 through 18. I let my kids take off a Friday.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Games together.
Yeah. I remember sitting in middle school on the first day, and we'd be in class, and our teacher would have a game on the board, and everyone's computer screen would have games on.
I think he could look at his phone in school one day I think it was either the first day. He could watch his phone. Don't let a teacher catch you. Right. And a teacher catches him looking at his phone, watching the games, and the teacher calls me or gets in touch with me somehow. I'm like, that kid with his damn phone, you had to play it off. Right. But then I was like, hope you're watching a good game or something like that. Right. But that's the magic of the NCAA tournament. It'll be the only.
Oh my gosh. And it's almost the tournament almost, unless you're in it, it almost gets worse as it goes because the first round is just, you have Kennesaw State and so and so. And the next one, it's like, oh shit, St. Peter's out of Jersey City's going. And then, then you're in the Sweet 16 and who's going to the 8. And then it's decided the Final Four. And unless Virginia's in it, I don't really care. But I remember being 8 years old. My dad would make us, we'd have a white plain T-shirt, and he made me a Michigan State 33 jersey, 1979. I'm 8 years old. I remember it like magic, No pun intended.
I mean, if Spence is still cared about it, I gotta hope kids today still.
I think they do for sure, and I think a big thing for I'd say 7th, 8th grade to first, second year of college students. I think the betting culture that's been rising up recently, I think is plays into it for sure because you see Bleacher Report, and Barstool and Nelk and all that stuff. They're all pushing the betting, and it's a big time for betting. So I think that is a big draw, and it puts it in front of them, and they get invested in it.
Well, I don't know how many 12 to 18-year-olds are gambling, but I'm sure there was a rise. But it was a great question.
More than there were when I was in middle school, I can tell you that.
But I will say this, that I coach my high school teams, my AAU teams, I tell kids all the time to watch college basketball. And I'll go back to them and say, raise your hand if you've been watching college basketball. And even in the instruction, I tell them it's so important, and I give them the reasons why it's so important.
Yeah.
Still, most of the time, be honest. And I say, raise your hand if you watch college basketball. 90% of them won't raise their hand.
Well, see, that's
So,
the difference,
I think
Mark.
March,
Like,
It's upsetting that people aren't going to be watching the tournament.
but dude, when I was
March Madness is the best sports, like of any, like best time of year for sports. There's just so much excitement. Like there's like you never know what's gonna happen. It's the best format for a tournament, and I think it's great. I love it. I don't think that I think that the sentiment is echoed for most of American teenagers.
They probably don't watch regular season. They tune in March. Let's hope.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fingers crossed. If they're not watching.
I'm fearful. I got to be honest. I'm fearful.
Yeah.
Mark, was Ty ever able to remember that teacher that he got in trouble by or sort of got in trouble by and go back and say, just so you know, I won the national championship? And that's what I was watching.
Or maybe
Mr. Wang.
I hope you let your kids. Hope you didn't get anybody else in trouble if they were watching.
I mean, the teacher would probably, if it's any kind of a human being, would absolutely love it, right? Probably realized it. He probably knows it was, the person, the man or the woman knows it was Ty. So, holy shit. I try to take that kid's dream away from him.
I just, I'm excited that their conference tournament games, opening round conference tournament games going on yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Oh, I love, dude. It's all the best. It's just the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. And stuff you would never watch otherwise. And you wait, tomorrow at noon it's going to be on. And if you can watch that.
And Bellarmine's playing, Wayne State or something like that.
Yes.
And you were like, oh my God, you see that shot at the buzzer? Bellarmine won on a buzzer beater last night. Right?
See? There we go.
I love that stuff.
It's just the stories you can't make up, right?
Let's go over the scenario for where UVA ends up if we win and if we lose. Right? So
let's not say if we lose. Let's say if we win.
Well,
if we win what?
If we win
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
Or Saturday, yeah.
We're 14-5.
We will be 15-5 if we win on Saturday. Pitt has a game against Notre Dame coming up at Notre Dame.
Nope.
And their final game is against Miami, and that's Miami's only game left. Right now, I think Miami is 14-5, and Pitt's 14-4. So we have a chance to be tied for it. If Pitt win splits, so they say they beat Notre Dame and lose to Miami, then we'll all be 15-5. And then if Pitt loses both, then Miami will be 15-5 and they'll be 14-6. So at best, we can share it with Miami. At worst, we lose and we don't share with anyone. And also at worst, if Pitt wins both their games, they'll be 16-4 and they'll win it outright.
I think at worst we're a 3 seed, right? Because we beat Clemson, we beat Duke, and both those teams at 13-6.
Yeah.
All that matters at this point is the double.
I believe we've clinched a double bye.
Yeah, we have.
That's all that matters.
We clinched third.
It doesn't matter who we're playing in this league this year.
I don't think. Can we even get? I think we're at that. I think that we're at the. I think we get the 3 seed. I don't think that we can get up or down.
Yeah, I think we're locked in at 3, right?
Unless I believe so.
You get 2.
You can get 2.
No, because Miami and Pitt both beat us.
Yeah, they both have our.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. That's right. If Pitt drops both,
right,
then we
get outright too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now the chances of them losing at Notre Dame is probably slim.
Well, I mean, the most important thing is the double bye, as Fresh just said. I think we've got that locked in.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
we're likely going to be third.
I'm a little more concerned about making a run in the ACC tournament if we're, back issues for Ben and Reese has a hammy issue and we're trying to win 3 games in 3 days, and then I don't know what that does to our tournament.
It's a great point. It's a real concern.
That's scary. I don't know.
That brings a question. What do we value more? Do we value
NCAA tournament?
Would you obviously rather win the NCAA tournament than win the ACC tournament? But would you rather win the ACC tournament and go to say the Sweet 16 or Elite 8?
Sweet 16, Elite 8 all day.
I personally would rather have that trophy. If I'd rather win the ACC tournament and go out earlier in
Lose round one.
the NCAA than go out. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose.
I'm
So
taking.
if we're good, I'd rather win a trophy than get no.
Yeah,
trophy.
I'm all in every game, so it doesn't matter to me.
Exactly.
The only time I wanted to lose was 2019, after winning the ACC tournament the year before, and whatever happened in 18. I did not want to win the ACC tournament. We were there, Spence, and TW. You were there? Were you?
I was. I don't go to the AC tournament.
You don't come to the Barclays. You go to DC. You went to DC that time.
Yeah,
I was just fine losing to Florida State. How's that?
18 was in Barclays, I believe. So, and we beat UNC. I was at that game.
Yep.
I'm okay with a loss in the AC tournament if that means it helps us prepare for the NCAA. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I'd only be okay with that if we are to go all the way in the NCAA tournament, or maybe at least a Final Four appearance. Final Four, then I could talk about it. But if we're not getting to the Final Four, I don't want to lose the ACC tournament.
You got to keep us up. Let us know what how grounds are tomorrow. The buzz, if people are excited.
Of course,
because JPJ got rocking. My phone's going crazy again.
There was I don't think it's sold out, the students, but the students that were there were getting excited, and the people who were watching on TV from Trin and from their apartments were getting excited too. So
cool.
Trin, loudest place on the face of the earth.
No, yeah, absolutely. Looking forward.
Should have seen Trin during the U.S. national team game. It was pumping at 10 in the morning.
How do you get in?
No, they opened up early.
I mean, how do you get in? There's always a line. Every time I walk past, there's a huge line.
It was 10 in the morning, so the line was down the street at 9. It was crazy.
That's why it's good when you play on the basketball team. You don't have those lines.
Exactly.
Or if you're Spencer Hensky.
Doug, you still get that priority when you go up there? You'd be like,
I try. I just keep saying it, but it doesn't work for like 5 places. In the 6th place, nobody's there, and I'm like, yeah, I played let me in. They're like, nobody's here. You can come on in, bro.
Lilski, you saw Dougie at the farmer's market,
right?
Yeah.
Lilski, he didn't have to pay for one drink. He didn't have to do it.
Yeah. Well, the Duke guy tried to pay for the drink, but you shot him down.
Nope. Not in that nasty garb. It's not how we do it.
And he had
all or none.
Duke sweatshirt on too, right? Like looking like from the 50s or 60s.
He had the Duke sweatshirt, the hat, and he was trying to be nice to Kihei. And I love it's like if you're buying one for him, you're buying it for all the Virginia people here. You don't come in like that.
You're like, get out of here.
That's not how you do it.
I love it. All right.
Looking forward
now, I'm sure when you go down to Duke for a game, I'm sure they're expecting you to buy rounds for all their.
Depends on who wins. It depends on who wins.
So if Duke wins, you're going to be buying everyone drinks?
I've told you the story about Texas Tech. Before the game, I'm waiting for Corey Alexander to come out of the room, and so we drive to the arena, and I'm sitting next to Texas Tech. Nice people. And I say, fellas, I'm going to the game. I'm Virginia. They're like, we're Texas Tech. I go, no, we'll bet a beer on the game. But you guys you're paying because we're about to win. And the guy started dying laughing. He's like, oh, that's great, man. I'll buy you whatever you want, dude. Let's go have fun. I was like, come on, man. That's perfect, right? And thank you. I'll take it.
All right. Looking forward to Saturday. How many UVA players celebrate senior night?
Oh, there's the question.
Is Kihei coming back? No kidding.
Will Kihei do another one or not? Another senior night?
He's not.
No?
Kihei's not. Poppy is, though. Poppy's family's there.
Nice.
I think Jaden will do it.
Armand will do it, right?
Armand, I think, will do it.
But
does that mean that they're not coming back next year if they do senior night?
No, because Kihei did it last year.
Yeah, they still have the option to come back, but that probably means they're leaning not coming back.
Yeah.
Why would you? I mean, they're all thinking.
No, I think it's a different. It's a different time now, right? So you do your senior night as a 4th year.
Yeah, just do it.
No matter what. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you make your decisions as the summer goes on. Things are different.
If flights are cheap, I'm gonna fly out, but it doesn't look that way.
Let's just hope Reese doesn't do a senior night.
That's right.
Imagine Ryan Dunn does a senior night, Marky.
What's that?
Mr. and Mrs. Dunn. Ryan Dunn does a senior night. I'm out.
I'm Mac Ryan and
They all do it.
Reese. Right. Dougie, don't make us upset on the show.
That's what I said. I said in the forum the other day. I said, so we're gonna make a big NCAA tournament run. We're gonna win the whole thing. Mac and Ryan are gonna go off. The entire team's gonna turn pro, and then it's gonna be Isaac Trout and Leon Bond and Elijah and Blake Buchanan coming back.
And Kia. No.
Thank you, absolutely.
All right. Saturday.
Until then, see you guys. Go Hoos.
All right, go Hoos. Great win.
Okay,
Go
so
Hoos.
third no matter what. Likely, if Pitt wins tomorrow, we're the 3 seed no matter what. Do you
Most
risk
likely.
everybody?
We could get second.
No, not if Pitt wins tomorrow. Not if Pitt beats
No,
Notre Dame.
not if Pitt wins tomorrow. Not if Pitt wins.
Right, so if Pitt wins, do you rest everybody because that game doesn't matter?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
I don't
We
know.
won't.
I mean, if that's what TV's playing for, I think you're right. I absolutely think you're right. By the way,
Everyone
I know
will be
Tony Bennett we want to win championships, right?
Cade in 40 minutes. Fans go wild. Anyway.
He couldn't play for it. There's no second place. It doesn't
I
matter.
don't
You
get
want to
any
win.
text that
you
Caden
want the
plays
title.
40 minutes.
But if you win and everybody
I think
wins,
you're right.
what's the rule, T-Dubs, Lil Ski? And Dougie, if you know.
We don't ever rest anyone. I said that last time we had this chance, so we don't rest anyone. We'll play a game as to win. That's Tony Bennett's thing. We'll play it to win.
But just separately, does it count as a share if 3 teams go 15-5 and the team to pay?
Yep, it does.
Well, then you got to go directs, right? Direct games and all that stuff. I don't know.
Then there's the record versus each other, but it's a tiebreaker. But for a banner, we get a share of the a share of the conference champion.
Conference championship.
That's it.
Yeah, and I can't imagine he's going to rest anybody.
Yeah, he's not going to arrest anyone. I've never seen him do that. So I think
All
we
right,
should.
1:30, 2 o'clock on Saturday, 1:30 pregame show. We will be here for the final game of the season, regular season, before the teams head out to Greensboro, which will probably be for UVA on Tuesday, Dougie? T-Dubs?
I don't even know. I remember how we used to do it. I'm not sure. We used to go
Thursday.
We play Thursday, right? So we might
Yeah,
not
we'll go later, right?
Wednesday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the team will go down Wednesday.
Because I think in New York, when they would come to New York, I think they would come up 2 days ahead of time.
Maybe Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, if I'm the team, I'm lobbying the coach. Let's go for the whole tournament. We got to be there. We got to get in the, we got to feel it and smell the gym and all that stuff. So
Different now, Dougie. It's not New York.
Mr. Graves. No, I'm talking about when we were in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm talking about my time, Marky.
I was saying Charlotte and New York are different than Greensboro. No?
And New York was fun, man. That hotel right there for sure. I've never played in the tournament in Greensboro, but you find fun.
No, I'm sure.
And by the way, I like back to Coach Holland again. Not enough we could say about him. I'm not positive, but for the for the fans and people that care, that the alumni game is Saturday, the Virginia basketball alumni game, and just so happens circumstances, I believe Coach Holland's memorial service will be Friday somehow, somewhere in Charlottesville. And I'm just saying for people that care and want to be around to look out for it, to say the least. And then people that happen to be going to the game or around the game on Saturday, you can look for a lot of old-time alumni basketball players that should be around
Dougie,
grounds, around the what?
where's the game and what time?
At home at JPJ at 2.
JPJ at 2. But I'm sure they're going to be going to Ralph's place, all those guys, and just around. So be on the lookout for your old favorites.
I thought you were saying, Dougie, my apologies. I thought you were saying that there's actual alumni game.
Oh no, no. This is like dudes older than me and me. So I'm just alumni will be there. We call it the alumni game.
Gotcha.
But it's cool for people around. They'll be going to the usual haunts, Ralph's place, and the corner, and definitely at the game and stuff. So be sure to say hello to those guys, man. Everybody appreciates it.
Great point.
Don't be shy.
The players do, especially the older guys, the guys who aren't recent graduates.
Oh yeah, they love it. I mean, everybody's the way you would expect them to be. Great guys. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks. Thanks so much for joining us in the post game. Great game by the Hoos. Great to get back on track and out of our
fun game.
Tuggy.
Huh?
Great to get out of
Out
our
of the slump.
right?
Out of the slump. I keep going now. I apologize.
We're back. That's okay. We'll make that another Dougieism. All right.
The slump.
The Jay Willie show either tomorrow night or Thursday night. We will try to get the information out as soon as possible. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you, if not Wednesday, Thursday for Jay Willie.